Hi, I'm Mike. These cows are now entering the third trimester of their pregnancy. In just a couple months, we'll have new babies running around here, and now is the time that these moms require the most thought and care from us on our Wyoming Life. It doesn't seem so long ago. Last year's calves were running around, not a care in the world, and their moms were right there with them, showing them the ropes and how to eat grass, where to find water, and how to grow up and be big and strong steers and heifers. It was around that time that we introduced the bulls back into the herd, and they started a new cycle on the ranch, one where the cows became pregnant again as they started weaning off their own calves. We control when the cows become pregnant. Therefore, we control when they have their calves, to an extent. The bulls live with the cows for a set number of days. Those bulls are on a deadline of sorts and only have so long as we want to spend calving in the spring to get their job done in the summer. For example, we normally calve beginning in April. That means we have to put the bulls in with the cows 9 months prior to that day that we want to start. Cows have a 283-day gestation period. 9 months before April 1st is roughly the end of June, the previous year. So cows will start calving on April 1st or thereabouts. We know that the first cycle, or the first 21 days of calving, is going to be the busiest, as bulls like to work fast. But the second cycle is also going to be pretty hopping too. We also know that we have to get to haying in the summer. Normally that starts about July 1st. So if we're going to start shifting attention away from calving and towards haying at the beginning of July, we want most of our cows to be done calving by then. April 1st to July 1st is a space of about 90 days. That's the time that we have to get all the cows calved. But we also want a bit of a buffer in there, so we're going to take 20 days off for a total of 70 days. That's all the time the bulls get to spend with the cows. And after they go in on July 1st, we need to make sure that they come out right about the beginning of September. Now we know that all of our cows that are pregnant were impregnated in that time frame. Unless, of course, a neighbor's bull snuck in, which does happen. Another important step in the breeding process is preg checking. We do that in the fall, and our goal is to make sure that every cow on the ranch is pregnant. Those that aren't, well, they usually leave the ranch in order to preserve food and resources for those that help provide for the ranch the following year. Using the same formula, many ranchers and farmers can calve at different times. Some need to get into the fields by April. That can mean that they schedule calving in January, maybe through March. Some may have a shorter window in which to calve, and those will leave their bulls in for shorter time periods to get the work done, or some may even AI to further control their calving season. For us, we want to make sure that not only are we free by haying, but we also want to make sure that when it's time to wean the calves, that they have the best grass that they can on the prairie. Most of our summer grasses won't be in full production until June and July. And if we calved earlier, those calves would be more dependent on their moms during that time, which would reduce the health of the mom and her own nutrition levels. And the moms, they have a hard enough job already. Now that they're entering the third trimester of their pregnancy, their calf is growing inside her and is really kicking things into high gear. Over the next 3 months, her calf will grow by 75%, taking the fetus from around 20 pounds to a birth weight of about 75 pounds. Over the next few months, the calf will build up its vital organs, muscles, blood, and bone structure, and the need for further nutrition for both the cow and the calf skyrockets. Both are going to need more protein, more energy, vitamins, and minerals. And mom has to increase blood flow to the fetus, as well as prepare for the onset of lactation. Up until now, the cows have been eating what we consider to be a poor to medium quality forage. Those that we harvested off our own ranch, those that struggled with drought and hail damage, and up until now the cows, they've been adjusting themselves for that. Their activity has been lower all winter long, allowing them to conserve energy and put more into the early development of their calves. They don't go wandering the ranch this time of year, and they aren't chasing green grass. They know where the buffet is, and that buffet is about to get supersized. As their requirements for nutrition rises, we better be there to help them out. And a cow doesn't have much of a choice in feed here in Northeast Wyoming. She's going to get what we give her. And a cow that may be lacking the nutrients she needs is going to find a harder time developing her calf here in the last few laps of the race. The problem is we don't know which cows may be lacking the nutrients they need. Just like people, some are healthier than others and might get all they need from their feed and have a perfectly healthy calf. Here on the prairie, the only way to make sure that we get the right nutrients to the right cow is to offer something we call free choice. Starting today and through the rest of the pregnancy and even after calving, all the cows out here will have access to more protein, mineral, and vitamins they could ever possibly need. That starts with us buying some hay. Because of weather conditions this summer, our hay was lacking in the protein department and only measured around 7% crude protein. During this stage of pregnancy, the cows need 9 to 12% crude protein in their diet. And we have friends about 200 miles south of us that are kind enough to sell us some of their alfalfa hay, put up near Torrington, Wyoming, on irrigated fields and measuring nearly 14% protein. This new hay, mixed with the remainder of our better hay that we were able to get off the ranch, will be enough to take the cows through the rest of their pregnancy. By then, grass will hopefully be growing enough to get them a good start as they begin lactation. Along with the new hay, we'll also be giving the cows free access to salt and mineral blocks. These contain the minerals and vitamins cows need, and they should have access to these all the time.
You look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles.
In addition, we'll be rolling out more lick tubs. These tubs weigh 250 pounds apiece and are a nutrient-dense blend of molasses, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and trace minerals. With another source of 20% protein, fat, and calories, these lick barrels will allow a higher intake of nutrients right when the cows need them, especially while forage quality isn't the best to support early lactation. Now, this may all sound like a lot, but with over 100 cows out here, the competition does get fierce. You can actually watch on our webcam from our website as the cows hang out at these blocks and barrels. Each cow that needs it, regulating her own intake. But there are pigs amongst these cows. Too much of a good thing can be bad, and it's our job to regulate that as well. Over the next few weeks, we will monitor all of these pregnant moms very closely. The only indication that a cow is getting too much protein, well, that's evident at the other end, as things will get a little loose. A cow with diarrhea is never a good thing, especially if you're on this end, and that means that she's getting more than her fair share. On the flip side, a cow that's too solid might be having problems as well, as she may not be absorbing enough nutrients on her own, and that can be just as big of a problem, if not worse.
Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody like you.
Pretty soon, the cows are going to lay down and turn around, and there they'll find a cute little calf. And our responsibility doubles, just like that. That's life on the ranch. And I hope that you can continue with us. Help me out. Come to the website, do some ranching for yourself. Watch the cows. See how they're acting, because soon enough, the whole ranch is going to be turned on its ear as calving tends to change everything. Subscribe, follow along, explore the ranch life, and escape your ordinary. And let's get ready to calve on our Wyoming Life.